Happy Dogs in Politics Day, and welcome to Week 4 of the 2025 Sandlot Fantasy Football League. With me this week, I've got Nick. What's up, Nick?
Hey, what's up?
And I've got Hillers, who loves dogs in politics.
Why don't we have more dogs? And why is no one talking about this?
We are.
These problems could be fixed by now if there
Look,
were more dogs in politics
the Sandlot cast is here to bring it back.
at every level.
So yeah, guys, Week 4. How we doing?
Didn't turn out how I thought, unfortunately. I think, you're starting to see some bad weeks for some good people every now and again in the league and shaking things up a little bit. Things look closer than they did a week ago.
Nick, how about you, man? You doing okay?
Yeah, it's definitely a switch. It's definitely a power dynamic shift that I'm getting used to right now. But you know what? It is what it is, and it's really nice to not be stressed out about it anymore.
Yeah, that's true. You've had probably the best run of playoffs over the past 6-7 years of anybody, and looks like this might be it, huh?
I just want to know what I did to piss off the fantasy gods for my karma to be like to have the years that I've had to lose by the way that I've lost, and then now just suddenly get like boondoggled.
Just absolutely shit canned by week 4.
Well, there you have it, folks.
You know what? We're not here to...
Someone resigning themselves to the grave after 3 weeks of football. That's.
0-4 is
Yeah, it's a death sentence, all right. But I'm just saying that's how some people's season is going.
Yeah, if if 0-3 is a death sentence, 0-4 is
it's a double.
It's a double secret death sentence.
double secret one.
All right, another quick hit podcast. We'll try to keep this one short. We're gonna start by doing some freak out or no freak out on certain players out there, and then do some power rankings and kind of head out. So why don't we just get right into it, guys?
Right in.
Several players that are have not performed up to expectations, I guess. We like to point those out, not the players who are performing well. That's no fun.
This is a shame-based podcast. It always
right.
has been.
This is why we do it. So let's start with the Bengals. We could just group 3 players into this. T. Higgins, Chase Brown, and to a lesser extent, Jamar Chase. But after last week's performance with Jake Browning at quarterback, and to more of an extent, Chase Brown's performance just this year in general, what's our level of concern here on the Bengals?
I just want to point out that I love the whole discussions and the way that the football community and people talk about things that happen in the NFL, how much of a reaction that everything is to the news, and everyone makes like Jake Browning was going to be the crowning of the next Tom Brady. Like, oh my gosh, he's coming in. The Bengals are going to be fine. All they have to do is like Browning is a more than capable backup. He can keep them afloat until the playoffs come around, so Burrow can come back and they'll be fine. And then week 3 happens, and then they're like, oh, this isn't going to happen. Yeah, no, Browning's not the answer. They're done. Like, it's just funny. It's just funny how you want to talk about overreactions, and it's the entire media just like blows up over the stupidest thing.
So no concern from you then?
I mean, I'm concerned. I'm concerned about the passing. Yes, I'm concerned, but I was concerned about the idea of bringing in. I was concerned about them bringing in the backup in general, but yeah.
Look, everyone's freaking out about the Bengals, man. Everybody's overreacting. So what do you think? Oh, they're terrible. They're done.
No, it's a season.
Well, they're overreacting to the fact that Browning, because like Browning came in and did okay. Like Browning came in and in week 2, Browning came in and that's where Jamar Chase got all those points last week. And like Browning is what saved Jamar Chase's fantasy value, right? He's like, oh, look at this. He's going to be more than capable. He's going to be fine. And he can survive. He can keep the Bengals afloat and keep them competitive. And then he gets absolutely like...
Some said he was better than... some people were saying he was better than Joe Burrow in the Discord.
So I'm gonna give this if 5 is the apocalypse has already happened and 1 is I don't care at all. The Bengals situation is a 3 with like trending upwards. Like, it's not good to have Joe Burrow and not your quarterback when that's what you were planning. And it looks like, the team might be sort of brittle enough, I guess, or not yet ready to come up with a new offensive solution that it's going to have consequences.
Yeah, I mean,
across the board for more than a month, which is a hell of a long time in a fantasy football season.
T. Higgins, 7 catches on the year, 13 targets on the year, points of 6, 14, and 2 on the year. I mean, if we want to drill down individually, I'm very concerned about T. Higgins. I don't know about you guys.
Not even worth rostering at this point, I would say.
Really?
I mean, right on that barrier. Like you got to show me something, and there's probably somebody on the waivers you could pick up.
My team will roster him.
Yeah, there's some teams out there, man. How about Chase Brown? 13 points, 8.6 points the first 3 weeks, and averaging I think like 2.1 yards a carry or something on the year. Not good.
I think that part of it is that the NFL is that because of the lack of preseason games, that I think a lot of offenses are still trying to gel and find their rhythm and find what's going on, and having a backup quarterback thrown in so early is definitely going to impact that. I mean, arguably, you could almost make the case that Jake Browning is actually more ready for the NFL season because he's had more game time than Burrow has, because he's played in the preseason a little bit more. And he's seen more action in the 2025 season than Burrow has. You could make an argument. One could make that point.
Did you watch the last game?
No, because it wasn't shown on Red Zone at all. Actually, the only time that they would show it is when the Vikings were picking him off and returning it for a touchdown.
Well, that happened a lot.
So. It happened a lot, though. It happened too many times. The correct number of times it should be happening is 0.
I would make the argument that Jake Browning is not as ready for the season based on his performance. But yeah, I think there should be major concern in Bengals. Jamar Chase might be okay, probably not as good, but like if you could trade Jamar Chase for like Jackson Smith and Jigba right now, would you do it?
Yes.
No, because I think that offense has to. Because that offense has. I mean, it doesn't. Obviously, like someone has to catch passes there. That offense has to go through someone, and there is just going to be a Jamar Chase. So there's an argument to be made that Jamar Chase is actually going to be just peppered with targets now.
But
already,
it was considered at least, which was blasphemous for the number 1 overall pick in fantasy drafts this year. Like 2 weeks ago, right? So.
Yeah, I mean, I really think there's a risk of this going on for weeks and weeks and weeks, and if you're trying to win this season, it's like you got to be concerned. I'm concerned about Chase Brown, for sure.
Yeah, you have to be, but what can you do? I mean,
it's he's not really tradable. He's certainly not droppable yet. Yeah. So we will see how they adjust and hope they get it right.
Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott, traditionally, year to year, everybody says, well, you can't get one of those mobile running quarterbacks. You get one of the best pocket passers. Dak Prescott, as long as he's healthy, has always been one of the best fantasy producers as a pocket passer. Pretty much top 10 every year, sometimes sneaks into the top 5, again, if he stays healthy. This year, not so much, and he just lost his best wide receiver. Nick, are we at all concerned about Dak and the Cowboys?
No, I don't think so. I think that Dak, I feel like a lot of the problem, I mean, let's put it this way. What's Dak going to do? Have someone not drop passes for him? Like what's the worst case scenario, right? Like if you look at like week 1, like how many passes did CD drop that were like wide open?
What?
So that's like,
yeah.
Like if you look at like the amount of passes, if you're looking at it just like what have you done for me lately in the 2020 season, like worst case scenario, Dak's going to have someone drop passes. That's what CD was doing all season. Like I don't know. I'm not worried about it. I think that the Cowboys could be fine. Let me put it this way: to say that I'm worried about him meant that I had anything but like that I had hope for. It meant that I had hope for him going into the season. So I'm not worried about him because I didn't care about him to begin with.
You were so indifferent.
Yeah, I was so indifferent about him that I just do not care about what he does, and I just don't. I just don't. I think the Cowboys are such just a mess of a team that I just don't care.
They are a bit of a mess, and CeeDee Lamb being hurt, and if he's out 3 to 4 weeks, is a huge problem for that team. That's definitely who they're looking at a ton under any scenario to try to break things open. There's not a ton of comparable options. Pickens sucks. So, yeah, I think... But if you're relying on Dak Prescott to win your season in a 12-team league, that's on you.
Well,
you
Roscoe
should have
has
planned
him.
around that.
Roscoe has him. So, yeah, let me rephrase this a little bit. If your two quarterbacks are Dak Prescott and Trevor Lawrence, are you concerned about Dak Prescott?
Oh, yes.
I'm concerned about that whole situation.
Okay.
There's nothing about that that's okay. That needs fixing. Hit the waivers. Make some trades. That's bad.
Dak QB 20 on the year right now. So, yeah, not great.
Woof. In a 12-team league, not good to start the number 20 quarterback.
Let's stick with CTR here. Justin Jefferson and the Vikings offense. Jefferson, 14 points, 11 points, 12 points. Again, not terrible, but, I think that's good for, what are we, probably wide receiver, 15-ish?
Yeah, I think partially the concern here is that he, in the first 3 games, he's
wide
got
receiver
about
25.
Yeah, he's got about 7 targets, and even if he catches all 7, that's sort of I think maybe a limited ceiling for targets compared to what we've seen in previous seasons. It's not like he's been playing universally the best pass defenses here, so I think there is some concern that maybe they're just looking to run their offense a little bit differently, and he might not be as heavily featured, and it's going to limit his ceiling a little bit.
Yeah, so far they've played Bears, Falcons, Bengals, okay, which are pretty choice matchups for wide receivers. Those are good. Next few weeks, you've got Steelers, Browns, bye, Eagles, Chargers, Lions, Ravens. With
easier for him with targets
Carson Wentz throwing him the ball, by the way.
When Addison comes back too, which should happen in
this week.
This week. Yeah. So mild concern. A 2, barely.
Yeah.
Barely a 2.
All right, Nick, we'll go to you here. Drake London. Your $30 or $40 receiver that you kept? So far, let me go to the second page of receivers.
Yeah, it's
this was like the preseason's one of their most hyped and beloved hype babies was Drake London.
And this goes more to the Falcons passing attack in general, I think. But yeah, Drake London, 13 points, 5 points, 10 points, 8 catches, 3 catches, 5 catches. Only 55 yards is a max in any of his games.
Yeah. This is more about, I think this comes back to the point about the team not having enough reps. I think that a lot of offenses were still trying to find their rhythm and just getting absolutely crushed last week by the Panthers of all teams. And I don't know. I'm not too concerned about anyone. I think after this week is when I'll start to get concerned. I think that I give a lot of teams 3 weeks to kind of get the kinks out. I think by now they should start to gel and understand what they have, because they're using him. He's running routes. He's getting the targets. It's just that the team's just not good. The Falcons just aren't good, and that's kind of the problem. Is that they're just not a good team.
Feels like he's in the front store window on your fire sale that you've got going on right now.
He is.
Drake London is kind of that.
Get that foot traffic into the building there.
Right.
Yeah.
Look what we've got. Come see what else we've got.
Yeah, I'll be like, if there's a London in the window, who knows?
Yeah. Drake London. Odds of Drake London finishing the season on the Iron Pirates Miscreant crew. What do we think here?
Not super.
Not great.
Yeah,
not minus
super.
900.
I was gonna say 40%. I do think that there's not a huge amount of reason to be concerned about Drake London yet. The targets all are still there. He hasn't gotten any touchdowns yet. I think that's largely, just sort of the way things happened rather than being a game plan. And despite being the Panthers, the Panthers do have good numbers against the pass so far this season. The Vikings are a really tough defense. He's got easier matches coming up. Atlanta's going to figure their situations a little bit better out even this week when they play the Commanders. I think you'll see more out out of the offense in general, and it'd be too soon to jump ship on Drake London, I think.
God, Nick's hoping so because that stock is low right now.
Yeah.
All right. We'll pair these next two together. Two rookie running backs, Ashton Jeanty and Travion Henderson. I would have thrown Amarian Hampton in there, but he looked great last week, and with the injury to Najee, I think Hampton's going to get just a bigger workload.
Star is rising, yeah.
Yeah, be a workhorse there, which is a shame for Najee, of course, but it is what it is. So Ashton Jeanty, what do we think about Jeanty so far? A $70 Ashton Jeanty, I believe.
I think he's pretty damn expensive. I mean, it's really tough when you've got a rookie that goes for that much money, right? Because the traditional way to onboard these guys doesn't suggest that they're going to be coming out and doing 25 points out the gate every single week. But that's kind of the hype that they're given, and then they get paid like that.
Are you concerned?
I mean, that he's not going to be a top 10 back? Yeah. 3 edging to 4. Nick? I think.
What about you, Nick? He's averaging 2 yards a carry right now or something like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's the efficiency is the problem. It's gross.
I mean, he's getting the attempts. So, I mean, it's not even so much that the carries, is that he's getting the attempts. I mean, it's 19-11 in a blowout game, 17. Like, he's getting the attempts. He's just not getting the yards. And I guess it's just, are the Raiders really that bad? Like, are the Raiders really that bad that they can't find space for him to run, that they can't scheme for him to get open? Like, does he have...
He's getting hit like behind the line of scrimmage, I think, on like 40% of his runs or something like that, his first contact. Like
and he only has five catches on the year. Like they're not even trying to scheme to get him open in space. Like
that's Brock Bowers territory.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Tucker.
You would think that Geno Smith was better than that. You'd think that Geno Smith and Pete Carroll could come up with a better scheme than that. Maybe the Raiders are just doomed franchise.
What about Travion?
Jury's still out. I think that Ramondre's the fumbleator is probably in the doghouse right now, and this is probably going to be Travion's day to kind of run with it and see what they got with him. So you weren't expecting, Travion. The difference between Travion and Ashton Jeanty was that it was Ashton's job to lose. Like he came in as the number one. He was going to be the number one. There was no question about it. You knew Travion was going to come in a timeshare, and you were playing the longer game that hopefully by midpoint of the season, he would get more of a load. He would start carrying the ball more. So
right. That one didn't even have the expectation that he was going to come in scoring.
$56 though. It wasn't cheap.
And no, it wasn't cheap. And unfortunately, he's running for the Patriots. It's not a very fertile field from which to gather your point crop, and if that's a timeshare, you're talking about a pretty limited season unless you're a pretty limited ceiling for points unless he gets like one huge play or something.
Yeah, no, I think those are both right. I mean, it's kind of a wait and see right now still with Travion, right? So,
but Jeanty, I mean, you're drafting rookies. You got to wait for them to mature sometimes. Yeah.
I mean, I stated Jeanty. I'm not sure he's as good as everybody thinks he is. I think he'll be a solid running back in the NFL. There's a chance he's like Trent Richardson. Like, there's a chance. So, we'll see. I feel like he's going to be better than that, but he has no offensive line. He's got nobody blocking for him.
And again, he's not tradable right now, and he's not droppable either.
Right.
So,
right. What are the chances that Jeanty ends the year on the Ducks?
Pretty high.
Slightly higher, yeah. I don't know if anyone's going to be wanting to pay whatever Des thinks the price is for him. I mean,
it's to be a bag of potato chips at this point, right? Like, it doesn't even have to be that much. Like, the question is
a keeper of some kind.
He'll be looking for a keeper, and you're like, which keeper do I want to give up for that? Yeah.
Somebody who's in the hunt and has one startable running back, and who needs more, maybe. I don't know. I mean, once the running backs start getting hurt more, you'd be surprised.
Yeah, there's a lot of scenarios where that could look attractive. I don't know. I still think it'd be too expensive for most teams to want to pay, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, or like if you're in the hunt and like a wide receiver goes down for the year for you, the keeper wide receiver, you trade away that guy for, But anyway.
Yeah.
Marvin Harrison Jr. Does he just stink? Like, are we just?
It's the Cardinals.
He was edging towards mediocre last season.
Okay, is he just mediocre then? I mean, is
Yeah,
that our
yeah.
best shot? Is that what he is?
Yeah, but that's what you should have bought him at, really, and then maybe hoped for better.
I see. I mean, are we talking about Marvin Harrison, or are we talking about Marvin Harrison on the Cardinals? Because I don't think Marvin Harrison is mediocre. I think Kyler Murray is just not. I think the Cardinals are just a bad team, and I don't know if Kyler Murray is the answer to unlock what Marvin Harrison is.
They kind of go hand in hand.
But they do go hand in hand for the purpose of this conversation. But like, you would think that if Marvin Harrison was a better receiver, he would be able to force those matchups and be able to make like what Jamar Chase could do and what Justin Jefferson did, and like make that separation. And maybe the Cardinals just don't know how to use him.
Brian
like
Thomas last year, for instance.
Maybe the Cardinals just don't know how to use him. Like I don't know, but
yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, he's getting slightly less looks than we were talking about. Jefferson was, and he's not catching as many as his. And if it hadn't have been for one touchdown, that he had in the first week, this could look even worse. Will it stay that way universally? No, probably not. But this is always a mid-tier guy, and now he's looking like
just like a wide receiver two, maybe like a
a lower two,
maybe.
Yeah, not a high two. Last year, I think he would have been a mid two. Now he's sunk down a little bit in the Cardinals.
I blame the Ducks for drafting him because any wide receivers Des drafts just. They can't succeed.
I agree. He is a plague.
Yeah. Ladd McConkey. Hillers.
Ladidi.
Your boy.
Yeah.
Between him, Keenan Allen, and Quentin Johnston, he has the least targets, the least points. He is clearly the third receiver in that fantasy-wise so far this year on that team.
There's just too many friggin' good receivers on this team is the problem. He's still getting a decent number of looks. 9, 5, 7 is not like full panic. And he's going to have weeks where I think he's the guy, just like the other two have, because they are continuing to look at him. It's just that, and I think defenses will probably also adjust as the season goes on to different looks that maybe they weren't ready for coming out of the preseason. I don't think his value is as high as I was hoping it was when I kept him for, and I think that's going to be the way it is all season. I think he's just going to be kind of more of a number two.
Maybe he's a Marvin Harrison Jr. kind of receiver.
He's built better than that, but but yeah, can't be my number one starter with that kind of competition for targets and good looks, unfortunately.
Marvin Harrison Jr. 30.2 points. Ladd McConkey 31.3 points. They are within 1 point of each other on the season.
Yeah, but one of them is good, and the other one is.
I do agree. I think Ladd McConkey's better. I think his is more situational than Marvin. Because Marvin Harrison has it's there for the taking with Marvin Harrison, right? Like he is the guy. He's the. I mean, Trey Benson's there, but like he is the wideout that they want to use.
Right.
Yes, Trey Benson's there. Yes, Trey Benson's there.
Trey McBride. There's too many Treys.
The network of Treys is overwhelming.
All right, CJ Stroud. Are we done with him? Can we?
I mean, that was sort of a long shot. I would have thought anyway. You know what I mean? That was I'm going to wait on my quarterback and see if I can get lucky in the late mids.
I mean, do we think he's good though?
No. I mean, good. Yes.
Not particularly. I mean, fine.
Is he better than Trevor Lawrence? Like in NFL and or fantasy? I think he's worse in fantasy.
They're kind of they're mentally they live in the same floor of the rankings.
I feel like CJ Stroud's bailed out because he has Nico Collins. I feel like having a really good wide receiver helps bail you out a little bit of some of your flaws because you can just like huck it up there and like catch
Brian. Cut to a shot of Brian Thomas Jr. What the hell, man?
Yeah.
But Trevor Lawrence was.
I thought he'd be on your list for sure.
He is. He's the next one.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of put them in the same boat right now. Like they're just underachieving quarterbacks who never, who are just kind of like pocket passers for the most part, who are bye-week streamer fill-ins, right? Like, and I don't even know that I'd start Stroud in that scenario. I would start Lawrence in a good matchup, like against the Bengals or something. But
I don't know. I feel like I would rather have Stroud. If I was the NFL executive, I'd rather have CJ as my quarterback than I would Trevor Lawrence. I think Stroud gives you a better chance of winning from an NFL standpoint. I'd rather have him as a I can see winning a championship with him, and I don't see it with Lawrence.
You've got like 2 less years of scar tissue with Stroud, I guess, which helps.
At least in our league, Stroud's competition for the starting gig is Lamar Jackson, so it's probably not a league-changing question whether he's going to be good or not.
Brian Thomas, we got 2 more here. Brian Thomas Jr., speaking of Trevor Lawrence and the Jags. Was this like... So, Brian Thomas Jr. last year, gangbusters, came out, was one of the best receivers in fantasy, one of the best receivers in the league. Jacksonville comes out and drafts Travis Hunter. They trade up to get him, and as the number 2 overall pick, I think they took him. So, at some point it's like, well, why are you taking this guy if you've got Brian Thomas Jr.? Like, I don't know. Do we think that's the reason? Do we think he just hasn't gotten going yet?
7 catches over 3 games is bad. He's not either he's being missed or he's dropping it because they're targeting him loads and he's not catching very many of them. Whether
12 targets in week 2 with 4 catches. That's brutal.
Yeah, they're not going to keep giving you 12 targets if you're only catching 4 of them.
I mean, I think the one stat that needs to be here is drops though too. Is just to understand when you're looking at the stats to know like how many of them are actual.
I mean, from a statistical perspective, I don't know if it matters. Like, there's problems, right? Like, the ball is either it's not getting it to him or he can't get it when he gets there. But either way, the attempts vice catches really stood out to me as like, wow, that's not top tier.
2 catches last week, 1 catch in week 1. Just tough. Yeah, I'm concerned. I'm very concerned. This could be like, I don't know. I feel like there was a receiver, I'm trying to remember, a couple years ago, had a great rookie year and then just kind of faded and never. But, like, those guys will pop up every now and then. And it can happen on the Jaguars because they're a stupid organization, just in about everything they do.
So many stupid organizations.
They don't have a lot of pop and flair in whatever they're trying to do with their offense right now, I would say.
Final one, Travis Kelce. Dust, he's done.
Dusty old skeleton.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's fine for a plug-in. They're going to give him somewhere between, I don't know, 5 and 8 looks a game, and sometimes one of those will be like a 30-yarder, but I wouldn't put him in expecting, okay, here's going to be my positional advantage guy in tight end, especially now that all tight ends are good. Competition is sky high.
Well, he's just a tight end. You could drop him and pick up. You could pick up Travis Kelce on the waivers now.
Yeah, I mean he's part of the unwashed masses of tight ends, right? And it's like he's just a guy now. It's kind of sad. He's getting a little whiny on the sidelines too. Like he's yelling at Andy Reid on the sidelines and stuff now. Man, I don't know what's going on there.
Planning a wedding is stressful.
But if he was going to do it, it would have been already, right? Because you've got no Xavier Worthy, you've got no Rashee Rice. Right, like
no running game.
There's no running game. Like if there's any time he's necessary, it's now, and it's just not happening. So like Rashee Rice is going to be coming back soon. Xavier Worthy's going to be coming back the next week or two. Rashee Rice will be coming back a week or two after that, right? And it's like, well, then what happens to Travis Kelce?
Well, see, and the thing is, like as someone who's owned Travis Kelce for so long, like even when they were winning, I think that he is a bad. Okay. Rant time, not really rant, but I think from an NFL standpoint, he is a bad tight end. He is because he is not a true tight end. He's a great receiver, but he does not block. Like if you watch film on him, whenever it's his turn to like, if they're gonna run, block, he doesn't do anything. He just like sloughs off. If the ball's not coming to him, he doesn't run routes. Like he's the most lazy player on the field, and he's been like that for years and years and years and years. So,
okay. There's a hot take.
It is a hot take. I mean, it is a hot take. So yeah,
this I know coming from the all tight ends are the same guy.
I mean, they kind of are. I mean, I just think that he's not. Yeah, like he's just. He's just a guy.
He's not a great blocker. You're not wrong on that. Yeah, he's a pass receiving tight end, right? He's basically a receiver out there.
Yeah. And I forget where we go. I forget what the initial question was. I just wanted to.
Well, that's why everybody prefers like Gronk over Kelce, right? It's like because Gronk could do.
Gronk was a tight end. Like he would knock someone's head off and then catch a touchdown pass.
All right. Any others left out?
Can I get a bonus tight end panic meter on?
Yeah.
Is Sam Laporta even a thing anymore, or is he just a guy?
He wasn't last year.
Yeah, I think he's back to just a guy. I think his year one was inflated by the touchdowns that he caught. If you look at like the yardage and catch numbers and everything, like they're just it was good, but it wasn't like what his points are. He just had so many touchdowns in his rookie year, and that stuff can progress, from time to time. So
That's another team too, like the Chargers, where there's just so many capable targets. Nobody can be guaranteed they're going to get double-digit looks in any game in Detroit. Yeah.
The difference with Detroit, though, is that they will boat race teams, and they're like, "Oh, hey, Amon-Ra got his touchdown. Now it's time for Jameis Williams to get his. Now it's time for Laporte to get his." Like they will pass. Like I feel like they pass the ball.
You got to get through 5 of them before you get to there's so many of them.
Yeah, David Montgomery's going to want some. Jameer Gibbs is going to want some.
If there's a team out there that can put up, 50 points a game, it's going to be the Lions, and they're going to, spread the ball around to everyone. It's not like that there's that one mouth to feed to give it to everyone. So Laporta can get his time. Yeah, it's just, but to your point,
he's a tight end 1, but he's like a low end tight end 1 now, right? It's like a mid tier tight end 1. It's like
went from number 1 to just a guy in 2 years.
Yeah, there's what is it? It's Brock Bowers. It's Trey. Which Trey?
Trey McBride.
McBride, right?
Jake Ferguson.
Well, I mean, just because of last game, and maybe now that CeeDee's out, but I wouldn't put Jake Ferguson in the McBride and top tier yet. Yeah,
Tucker Kraft just looks top tier this season. He looks like he might be like the breakout
I don't
guy.
think the points are showing that yet, but
well, he's up there. He's up there.
But the Packers are kind of like the other teams we're talking about. You got so many different options, right? There's,
but they spread the ball around. Like they spread the ball around because there is no one guy, right?
That's what I'm saying. Which kind of is going to limit Tucker Kraft's ceiling.
This sitting on Matthew Golden after Reed got hurt is painful to me. But it's like I feel like I gotta do it for like one more week, and I'm like, he sucks. But he's a rookie. I was like, what would happen if I dropped him now, and then in week 7 they're like, okay, we worked out our game thing, and now he's number 1, picking up all it would drive me nuts. But boy, does it pain me to sit with this guy on my roster right now.
Yeah. So, all right, that was freak out alert. Now let's go. Let's do some power rankings and head out. Unless you guys had any other things.
No, that sounds good.
All right. Who wants to go first here? I'll go first. How about that? I kind of threw mine into 3 tiers. It's kind of hard for me to pick. There's about I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 teams in the middle that are kind of all the same, like all the tight ends we were just talking about. To me, but we'll start with the bottom. I've got Iron Pirate at 12, Gazebo at 11, and then here's where this middle tier comes in. And I don't know the order. I put them in this order, but it could. You could flip them entirely from 10 to 5. They're all kind of the same to me, but I have the Ducks at 10, CTR at 9, Chiefs at 8, Wayne at 7, and TDJ at 6.
I have a really similar grouping. We lose it in the middle, but we're exchanging, I think, the same 3 teams. With I've got Iron Pirates at the bottom, Gazebo, who. In looking over the games, I realized that was a case of not starting the right lineup. And if she had started optimal lineups,
but that's going to happen when you've got a bunch of pretty good players, right? It's
and now it's damn near too late. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It was. I was like, could have been a slightly different story for that team, but it isn't.
Yeah.
10 Wounded Ducks. 9 CTR, 8 Touchdown Jesus, and 7 the Not Gonna Happen Chiefs.
Oh yeah, I went to 6. I wasn't supposed to go there, huh? Oops.
That's fine.
You fucked it up.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I'm echoing exactly what you guys say. It's me, Daria, Dez, side with CTR. Yeah, and then it's I don't know, pick your poison, right? Not gonna happen, Chiefs. TDJ.
Yeah, I think Ducks and CTR could they have a puncher's chance to work themselves back into this, maybe, right? That's the difference between them and I think Gazebo and Iron Pirate, right? The Ducks and CTR, there's a chance they can, I don't know, get in the wild.
I mean, the thing is that Daria, Gazebo and I, it's not even we're playing spoiler bad. It's we are just bad. We are just 0-16.
Just regular bad.
Yeah. And things change week to week, so you never know. But and then there's that middle group where I feel like it's Not Gonna Happen Chiefs, Ween, TDJ, Hitman, right? I think are kind of that middle group where it's like that's your wild card competition right now. I feel
Right.
like.
I feel like under the right conditions, Gazebo could play spoiler. Like if you look at their roster right now, it's really even. A lot of 40, 50 point players scoring on that team. So I mean, that sort of median score would get you through some weeks.
Trey Benson just got upgraded too, so
Yeah.
That's the right trade,
mean,
right?
I'm not saying this is coming all the way back to the playoffs, but that'd be a team that
Chris
I'd be
Godwin
like,
coming back.
if
Yeah,
I had
don't
to
know.
play at the end of the season, I'd be like, oh no, just let me get through it. Anyway, you want to do 6-1?
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I did that. So I have again. So I have TDJ 6, Hitman 5, but they're very interchangeable there. And then I've got kind of the top tier here, which is I've got Dad Dix at 4. Couple of hits recently with Jaden Daniels and Jamar Chase. Daniels being hurt, Chase having a backup. Slod Tadpoles at 3, Gnomes at 2, and Hillers at 1. But again, these are kind of interchangeable to me too. They're all kind of the same tier, the top 4.
Sure.
Yeah.
I've got Weenye at 6, who I think is starting to, especially with the really competent wide receivers, and it looks like a little bit of life maybe starting to happen with some of the running backs there. Just a little bit over that middle tier. After which I've got Slod, Hitman, Watson, myself, and then the Dad Dicks at top. Although I do agree they're looking a little brittle, and I hope that means a run of bad luck.
Yeah, but I mean, consider they had no Jaden Daniels, an absolute goose from CeeDee Lamb, and basically a goose, not really a goose, but a bad game from Jamar Chase, and he still put up like 140 this week or something like that, right?
That's why he's at the top of my list.
Yeah, so he's hurt, but it's like, man, I don't know.
But it's still rough, right? You still got to bring it. Yeah.
What about you, Nick?
Yeah, I think Dying Gnomes is the weakest of the top tier, I think. Dying Gnomes, Hitmen are kind of fighting for that last spot. Hillers is so Dying Gnomes, Hitmen, Hillers, Slod, Dad Dicks.
Yeah. So
Oh no, and actually, Andy's I actually really like Andy. I think Andy's number 3 and Dad Dicks is number 1.
Wow, we number 3.
Yeah.
Oh.
There you go. He sat. Shout out to Andy for sitting Jalen Hurts this week and starting Caleb Williams over him, and it worked out.
Yeah, and he went absolutely apeshit.
Yeah. I think he only outscored him by like a point, but still, I mean, just the chutzpah to sit Jalen Hurts. It's like,
yeah, way to be slinging it.
And Jalen Hurts threw up 32 points too, and on his bench. Crazy. And it was the right decision. So, all right. That'll do it. We got a doubleheader next week. Real Deal or No Appeal coming up. Maybe next week, guys, we'll do that one after the doubleheader.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And yeah, if you guys got anything else?
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right.
Which dog would you want in politics most?
Oh,
Clifford.
I feel
Teach everybody what?
Airbud's pretty versatile. Clifford, though. Big dog, strong dog. Tears.
Snoopy. Snoopy, yeah. He's a war veteran. I think he has the grim.
The war veteran thing is big. Yeah, if you're going to be commander in chief, yeah.
Yeah, right.
That helps.
Yeah, I feel like he just gets stuff done. None of those kids are doing anything.
Yeah.
All
right. For Nick, for Hillers.
Okay.
That's going to do it. Talk to you guys next week. Real Deal, No Spiel. See you.
right.